if you will not only believe in Jesus but walk with him, he says there's going to be a place in my Father's high rise that's going to be perfectly outfitted for you. Now guys, that's open-ended. I don't know where you're coming from or what you need, but I guarantee you, if you'll lose your life now for his sake, you'll gain in that time. Once again, Matthew 16, 24 to 27. Whatever you need. I used to make fun. I hate to admit this, but a lot of my friends did too. Used to make fun of that dear soul that would say, is my poodle going to be in heaven with me? I need my poodle in heaven. Guys, I don't know. I do know this. What God is trying to communicate to us, whatever you need, that condo is going to be furnished with. You need your puppy, that puppy's going to be there. But I just imagine, as that song says, I can only imagine, when we stand in his presence, everything else is going to get awfully dim. When I don't have a sin nature that pulls me away constantly, and I now can focus with a pure heart upon the only true God and Jesus Christ whom he has sent, I don't know that I'm going to need anything else. But I'm here to say that he's going to furnish that apartment. So if you need a king-size bed instead of a double bed, it's going to be there. Whatever is needed to perfectly fit you, that's what he's doing. He's going away to prepare that condo room for you. And he's coming back to receive you. Not just believers in general, apostles. I'm coming back to receive you guys to myself. Now where I am, well, where did he go? To the Father's house. So where I am, you may be. Now, if that's what this means, and it seems transparent, he's going to the Father's house, and then he's going to come back, and he's going to get them to take them to the Father's house. How is this different than the second coming of Christ? We don't have time to discuss it. I want you to put in your notes, look at Revelation 19 and 20, and compare these couple of verses to what you see in Revelation 19 and 20. When Jesus comes back, he's not just coming back to sweep up the good guys and take them to heaven. When he comes back to the earth, if you're not one of the good guys, it's not a good time for you. He's coming back on a white horse, and he's going to be the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. His robe is already drenched in blood before he comes. That's the time when the blood comes up to the horse's bridle in the book of Revelation. He's going to destroy all of his enemies and then set up his kingdom upon this earth. That's not what's happening here. There's no military action. There's just a place in the Father's house. When you're taken to heaven, obviously you're transformed. This body isn't prepared for heaven. So you got a new body. Once you get the new body, Jesus tells us, Matthew 22, verses 28 to 30, I think, that there's no marriage, giving in marriage, no procreation in heaven. Obviously, there's no more death. But during the millennial reign of Christ, Revelation 20, there's going to be death. There's going to be procreation. So it's not the same. This is talking about what we call today the rapture. The rapture of the church. He is saying, I'm going to come get you. And I'm taking you to heaven. When he comes, everybody goes. But that doesn't mean everybody goes to the Father's house. Everybody's going to heaven. You're going to be in the presence of Jesus. These guys are going to have a dwelling place for them. The others are left unexplained at this point.
Dale, one of the things when I was doing that prophet study in Ezekiel that supports that also is in Ezekiel, where he's describing in the New Jerusalem, not the 15 by 15 by 15, but in the millennial kingdom, you clearly have this distinction between there's certain things that certain people can do and certain things that other people cannot do. And so you've got Jerusalem. So it's good to be in Jerusalem. And then you've got your temple, and certain people can come in and out of the temple. And then you've got the inner sanctum of the temple. And so it's kind of, okay, well, here's your millennial kingdom, and then here's Jerusalem, and then here is the temple and the courtyard, and then here's the inner sanctum of the temple. And so it's kind of this somewhat hierarchical view, so to speak. Mm-hmm. And then, as we've talked before, they talk about, the eastern gate, and no man can go through the eastern gate. But then David sits at the eastern gate. Well, that's clearly, and David is the prince of Jerusalem. And so there is this concept that is pretty clear and pretty easy to follow, that abiding is good. Yep. Abiding is going to have rewards, and abiding is going to have some relationship to where you are and what you're doing in that millennial kingdom.
Yep. Guys, look back at John 14, 5 and 6. Thomas asked two questions for clarification. He wants Jesus to explain where he's going and the path he's going to take to get there. All right? Once again, the confusion is because they're only thinking in earthly terms. Where is it that you're going that I can't go? It seems to require the conclusion that the apostles are still thinking in terms of, that are not thinking in terms of going to heaven, but rather staying on the earth for a kingdom. If they clearly understood he's going to heaven, then okay, we're going to heaven. What's the pathway? Who cares? We're going to heaven. But, they're in a place in Jerusalem, and he's literally asking, what street are you going to go down to the Father's temple in? Temple was a huge place. That's what's in their minds. And Jesus comes back and he says, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. So where is defined in terms of to the Father. The path is defined in terms of Jesus' person. I'm the path. I am the way. And I would take it the next two words. Oh, excuse me. I got a problem with our pastor. I'm going to talk to our pastor. He keeps saying, I got 2 points to make to you. I said, I'm not listening anymore. If those can't be these 2 points, I don't get. Those 2 points I get. So he's got 2 points. The path is by the truth with the life. Jesus is telling them the truth, and it's his life that we need to obey the truth. That's the path. The path is the truth followed by the life. So it really comes down to Jesus' person. It's all about Jesus.